All right, in this video, we're going to think about the chain rule for functions of two or more variables. So let's go back and consider a function in single variable calculus where typically we have a function that's defined y equals f of x. But when we have to use the chain rule is when we're considering a composition of two or more functions. So let's suppose that y is still f of x, but x also depends on t. So here we have that y is still f of x, but x is some function, let's call it g, that depends on t. So here the independent variable is t. T drives what x does, which in turn drives how y behaves. So independent variable is t, and we call x in this case an intermediary or intermediate variable. So intermediate variable, you can see it's kind of in the middle. It's used to define y as f of x, but it depends itself on t. So I think the most important thing here is to say we have one independent variable, that's t. And when we use the chain rule to find y prime, right, to find the derivative of a composition, we can first write it as f of x of t prime, and you might recall that here we take the derivative of the outside evaluated at x of t, and we multiply by the derivative of the inside function. And our result will be a function of t. Using Leibniz notation, we can also write this as dy dt, right? So this is what we're interested in finding, is the rate of change of y with respect to t. But first we have to find how y is changing with respect to x and multiply that with how x is changing with respect to t. And so this dx dt is our x prime of t, and dy dt is f prime of f of x. So just a different way of denoting the chain rule, which is really useful for us. So finally, I said the independent variable is t. We call x, this should say x. Our intermediary variable is x, and our dependent variable here is y. All right, so now let's think about what if we have a function of two variables. So we'll start first with a case. I'll just call this case 1. There will be a few different cases. In this case, we'll have that, let's suppose z depends on x and y, two different variables this time, right? So z depends on x and y, but both x and y also depend on t. So we are going to have compositions here, right? We can think of the composition as we have z is a function where x depends on t and y depends on t. And we want to know, how do we take the derivative of z with respect to t, to the independent variable? So we can list here our independent variable, intermediate variables, and dependent variable. So because z depends on x and y x and y depend on t, z is our dependent variable. X and y here are both considered intermediate or intermediary variables because they both depend on our independent variable, which is t. So t is the independent variable. And we're interested in understanding how does z change as t changes. So we want to know, where does a change in z come from as t changes? So we're really interested in the derivative of z with respect to t. Now, what drives a change in z? Well, a change in z is going to come from two different places. One will be the change in z that's coming from a change in x. And the other, which we're going to add the two contributions to the change in z, the other comes from a change in z from a change in y. Now recall that both x and y depend on t. So first, let's try to write down mathematically what these changes look like. Because the change in z comes from two intermediary variables, we're going to use the chain rule here to find the change in z from a change in x. So first, the change in z that's coming from x has to be a partial derivative because the change in z also comes from a change in y. But since we must use the chain rule, since our independent variable is x, we need to multiply this by the derivative of the inside function, which will be the derivative of x with respect to t. Now, this is an ordinary derivative because x only depends on one variable, t. And so similarly, we can think of the change of z that comes from y as the partial derivative of z with respect to y, because z depends on two intermediary variables, times the ordinary derivative of y with respect to t, because y only depends on t.